Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rukah Kodash. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, rule well. Salutations and much love to the rest of you sincere Akim, pushing the word in truth and sincerity. This is the Cleric Izar coming at you with another lesson. I am continuing in my lot to bring you my ongoing series from excerpts of Hollywood, This Factory of Perverseness. Another observation of predictive programming, how art imitates life and vice versa. Just a reminder, the purpose of my videos is to show correlations. Correlation is an observation of a mutual relationship or connection between two or more things. I use movies to extract or extrapolate a narrative. I'm not glorifying the Hollywood culture or life. I have a wide knowledge of films, whether they be foreign or domestic, and I just use them as an example to bring out those similarities and those correlations. To quote Cecil B. DeMille, the greatest source of material for motion pictures is the Bible. I call this lesson, The Apocalypse Cannot Be Prevented. Okay, the image I have on display is from a film I watched recently this past weekend. Of course, being in this truth, I reflected on this particular film. This movie was released on February 3rd, 2023, only 4 days ago. The title of it, as you can see, is Knock at the Cabin, directed by M. Night Shyamalan. I'm not sure if I'm saying his last name correctly. I've always wanted to know how to say it. I just broke down the word the way it's written. But basically, as soon as I saw the trailer for this particular film, I had to check it out in the theaters. I couldn't wait for this to be online or on Netflix or whatever, waiting around to see when it was going to debut. I had to see this in the theaters. Specifically, the fact that if you watch the trailer, and spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't seen this movie yet, or even seen the trailer. I know some people don't even watch trailers, but just spoiler alert, just let you know. Well, anyway, in this particular trailer, they announced that the apocalypse is about to happen, and they're trying to prevent it. Hence the title of this particular lesson I'm doing. But basically, it just drew me to it because ever since I was even in the world, I was always quite interested in apocalyptic as well as prophetic films and so forth. All right, and M. Night Shyamalan, he has hits, he has misses. Recently, he's had a lot of hits. Let me just start by saying you're not missing anything. So you like if anyone's interested in seeing this film, even from a worldly standpoint. Maybe it takes a second viewing. I don't know, but basically, like I said, it was these people that are trying to prevent the apocalypse. And let me just go into the word apocalypse for people that don't know. The apo would be to send away. Calypse would be the covering. Google also defines it as, and this is partly incorrect. Let me just start off by saying the end part sounds more where the actual definition comes from, but the book of Revelation, the New Testament, has the literal title in Greek, the Apocalypse of John. The word apocalypse means revelation, that which is uncovered. It comes from the Greek word which literally means to pull the lid off something. So, but it's more like to send away the covering. So I guess it's somewhat correct. Okay, but anyway, these four individuals or strangers, they come to this cabin, and oh man, they tell what these three individuals got to do in order to prevent this apocalypse. And no scriptures at all were mentioned in this film, so I would feel really bad for someone that is totally in the new or has any particular interest in prophetic sayings or any interest in apocalyptic sayings. Scriptural wise, they're not going to get any edification in this film whatsoever. It was a bunch of and I probably can't even blame the director. I probably got to blame the author of the book, 'cause that's what this film is actually based on. But basically, I want to go into some historical trivia, because once they started showing all the disasters, the disaster footage, I was quite interested, because that's what's going to happen. That is truthful based on scriptures. There's going to be a lot of disasters happening towards the end, and we're already in the end, but we're not into the end of the end, or the last days of the last days. Okay, but let me go into this historical trivia. Roughly 30 minutes into the film, the characters are watching a news broadcast of a strong earthquake in the Pacific. off the United States western coast. The broadcast uses real satellite footage from the January 15th, 2022 violent underwater eruption of the Hunga Tonga Hunga Hapai. The eruption was so immense, the shockwaves traveled around the globe at least twice and was heard or at least sensed as far as New Zealand, roughly 2,302 kilometers away. Okay, yeah, they showed you see it in the trailer, and I can't stand it. I hate to go off topic here. I can't stand it when I see a trailer and they show the best parts of the film to you, so you basically don't even get rewarded when you finally get to the movie. This movie did exactly that. I was hoping to see more climactic and traumatic things, and it didn't pale in comparison to the tsunami wave they showed. Okay, but like I said, you can see it in the trailer, so it's basically spoiled. Let me go into some fictional trivia here. I don't know where I got to do some extra studies on this because I'm not sure where they were going into this. I'm going to go into some other breakdowns toward the end of this film, but or no, just a video, I should say, about this film. But this fictional trivia was depicting these four different individuals as the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Now, if you really want to get a good breakdown, I would highly recommend you check out Elder Apostle Ramlad's video, Revelation chapter 6, on his GMS Info Doc channel 12, which gives a very, very good breakdown of this particular four horsemen. Okay, but the fictional trivia of this particular film, you can look up this on IMDb. It goes in and states that the strangers are each wearing a different colored shirt. Leonard, which is played by Dave Bautista, is wearing white. Redmond, played by Rupert Grint, is wearing red. Sabrina, Nikki Amuka Bird is wearing yellow. Adrian is wearing blue. And each color represents their portrayal of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. And white for guidance, red for malice, yellow for healing, and blue for nurturing. And if you look at Andrews, who played by Ben Aldridge, his t-shirt, it has elements of each of the four colors, hinting that he would be the one to survive. Okay. But I just gotta tell you, man, this was just totally against the words of the Heavenly Father, or Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So this is basically some Antichrist teachings. But 1 John chapter 2 verse 18, hey, we were warned about this. When we go into 1 John chapter 2 verse 18, it reads, "Little children, it is the last time, as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come. Even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time." Okay. And also the book of Timothy, 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 1 reads, "Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils." Okay. Mark chapter 13 verse 22 reads, "For false Christs, or false Hamashiachs, and false prophets shall rise, and shall shew signs and wonders to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect." Okay, so basically the elect are not going to be fooled by little things like this, because I tell you, this were to come out maybe 40 years ago, 45 years ago, people would look at this as just total truth. Okay. Because there wasn't the internet, there wasn't this truth wasn't as prevalent as it is today. Okay, but like I said, if you want to go into Elder Apostle Ramlad's video, he breaks down Revelation 6, and he goes into those four horsemen. Okay, and I had to review this myself to get a better understanding, so I didn't want to do a breakdown of Revelation 6, but I just wanted to bring out what this particular film was talking about. Okay, also, you must know that I'm basically just going to end it on this, because I always like to end my notes or end my videos on a good note with some type of silver lining. And there's light at the end of the tunnel. So in other words, there's a happy ending. You must know that anytime the Most High says he's going to do something, hey, he's going to do it. There's nobody here on the planet Earth, even Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, that can prevent it. Okay, even though he would like to. But this particular kingdom is going to fall. This kingdom that he's established. Okay, and the Heavenly Father is going to send his son to establish his kingdom, or the kingdom of heaven on earth. Okay, the book of Ezekiel and the book of Isaiah backs that up, as well as other scriptures, but I'm going to bring out these two particular books. Ezekiel chapter 12 verse 25 reads, "For I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged, For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, save the Lord power. All right, Isaiah chapter 14, verse 24 reads, the Lord of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, and as I have purposed, so shall it stand. Okay, so yeah, when you see this film, if you choose to see it, don't really recommend it myself. They had some people in the alphabet community that would be the sacrifices to prevent the apocalypse, and boy, as soon as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh wow, like it's like this is totally off. This is there's nothing that can basically prevent the apocalypse from happening or the events that are depicted in the Book of Revelation. But like I said, you need to check out Elder Apostle Ramlah's video, Revelation chapter 6. It goes into it. I was edified myself to go over it, and as a martial artist, it's always good to humble yourself down to one, thinking that you actually know something, to actually reviewing something that you think you actually know, just to get those foundations in order. Okay. And so, I just wanted to share that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, who gives me the strength and the spirit to continue to strive and endure in these last days. Shalom to the hopeful elect, and on to the next video.